So moving on to the next stitch, we are going to be doing something called a backstitch. And we've already, oh gosh. I was gonna say we already threaded our needle, which we did. It's the second time I've done this. It's crazy. You already have your needle threaded. I'm just using the same exact piece of thread. Look, I haven't gone through all of it, obviously. Still have a little bit left. Utilize what we have. And we're gonna do something called a backstitch. A backstitch is similar to a running stitch, but these gaps are gonna be filled. So I'll show you. I'm gonna start lower on this piece of fabric so that we don't get confused. That's what we're watching. So we're gonna pick a spot anywhere and we're gonna start. This looks like a good spot. Poke the needle through the back of the fabric, start at the back, then you don't have the tail coming out the front. And we're gonna go 1 stitch length and back through. Okay, it's looking exactly like a running stitch. And you're gonna come back up through the back side, just like you would a running stitch. Pull it all the way through, except the next step is where we're gonna do things a little bit differently. It's called a backstitch. So you're gonna go back through that hole that you came, or that you went through last time. So you're gonna poke it back through the hole and pull it a little bit taut. Notice that there's no gaps like we see in our running stitch. There's obviously gaps in our stitches. There isn't on a backstitch. So now we're gonna test and prod, see where our needle's gonna poke through. We're gonna go 1 more stitch length along. Needle comes up and through. Oops, we pull it tight. And then the same thing goes, we go back through that hole, back through the hole. If you don't get it exactly in that same hole, it doesn't matter. But the point of it is to make your stitches about the same distance and try your best to go back through that hole. It's going up and along and back down through the hole. I'm gonna do a few more along this with this stitch, just so that you guys get the picture. So we're going along that stitch line, this imaginary stitch line that we're trying to create. We're coming up through the back side of the fabric, pulling it tight, and then going back to the last hole that you can see and going through. Very simple. This is gonna be good for outlining our designs. So whatever we choose to do, or for our embroidery design, this is a great one that we can use as an outline. Yeah, that is a backstitch. So once again, you create your stitch, you flip it over when you're all done. It's gonna look like this, hopefully. If you don't pull it somewhat tight as you're going along, not super tight, but pull it fairly tight, then all the thread, you could get thread backing up here, which could be a tangly mess, but that's okay. We're gonna tie it off just like we did in the back stitch, where we go through our past stitches and we tie little knots. Gonna stick our needle through, great. Now we're left with our loop. We're gonna put our needle and our thread all the way through again, tying a bunch of different knots. Knots, knots, knots. Okay. Oops. Well, this one's crazy. I'm just, don't know what kind of knot that was, but whatever. As long as it doesn't fall out. And then you're left with this. Wow, pristine, beautiful. Crazy. Okay, now you're gonna do this. Do this a couple more. You're gonna do it 4 times total. I want 4 more examples of your running stitch on this same piece of fabric, please. And then I'll do my examples right now. I'll show you what it looks like in the end.